I think the biggest thing that I kept telling myself when I was 17 and still do to this day is to just control what you can control, and that's how you play. That's the effort you put into it every game, and once you do that, everything else will take care of itself. My brother Lenny, started on street hockey in front of the house with my dad and Ned, and me and him shooting on him. So, like any other younger brother, you want to do and be like your older brother. So, I kind of followed in his footsteps early, and we learned to love it together. I was that younger brother that always wanted to be playing with my older brother and all his friends. So, I was kind of always a smaller guy playing with bigger guys. So I kind of got used to that early in life.
At the time, our scouts went down and we were looking for a defenseman, and we had one in mind, and they were pretty set on him. And long story short, we went to the OHL Cup for minor midgets. Robby was playing, and I think they were playing McDavid's team at the time. And Robby's team beat them, and he was just dominant. And honestly, for myself and definitely for Todd Harvey, it was like a no-brainer. It was like, no matter how much the need was for a D-man at the time, you couldn't pass up on a guy like Robby.
We were probably, I was 17, he would have been 16, just getting drafted to Guelph, and obviously he made the team that year. He was a first rounder, and we hit it off right away, and then we had many memories after that. It was good.
We had a pretty good year my first year, and going into our second year, we had some good guys come in like Suter and guys that were growing, Bert and things like that. So we had an old team, and we had an experienced team that we were looking to go deep, which we did.
He had a tremendous year. He also, I think he was the MVP of the playoffs that season. Whenever the game was on the line, offensively or defensively, you could put him on the ice. It just speaks volumes for Robby, because that's who he is. He's the competitive. You give him a challenge. I know that year, whenever we lost a game, you would have hated to have been the next team playing us, because they were just going to dial it up a notch.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty fiery, pretty competitive, with everything I do. Sometimes a little too much when it's just for fun, but no, I think it's just, part of who I am. I like to win, I don't like to lose, so with whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna, give it my all. Yeah, it was kind of a quick turnaround from the Memorial Cup, then straight to the Combine, and going through all those interviews and all that, and then waiting for the draft from then. No, I didn't really know where I was going to go. Just kind of the nerve-wracking part of it, but the fun part of it as well.
St. Louis Blues are proud to select from Guelph of the Ontario Hockey League, Robby Fabbri.
I know our scouting staff was really excited that Robby was there sitting for us, so it was really good for them. They did their homework on him. He was a guy that fit right into the mold of our team, worked his tail off every single time on the ice, played in the hard areas, and could score goals. So our guys were really excited that they were able to get him.
The biggest thing was just, coming in, and they wanted to see if I could play at that next level. So, that was on my mind that summer to train and be ready for that, and put on some weight, put on some muscle, and be ready to take that next jump to, bigger and faster at the next level. So, had a good first camp, and I was prepared.
What Robby has, you can't teach to players. That instinct of going hard every single shift, that want and will to be the best every single time that he is on the ice. So the players dictate where they're going to play. If Robby had come into camp and not been very good, then he would have spent a full year in the AHL. But he came in and really forced the issue. He forced us to put him in the NHL. And lots of times you're nervous about putting young players there, but really their play always dictates where they're going to end up. And he was such a good player for us. Every time he's on the ice, he created some offense for us. When you have young players doing that, it really carries over to the older players, and really it's infectious. It's an infectious personality that you love in your team.
up until the point when you find out, when I found out I made it after my 10 game tryout there, was pretty surreal. It was awesome. You work so hard to get to that moment, and to feel like your hard work is paid off is awesome, and it starts a new adventure, and you know that you still got a big hill to climb to stay in the league and to keep playing and ultimately play for a very long time. So yeah, that first year was something I'll never forget.
Can you walk us through kind of the injury history in St. Louis?
Are we talking just about the knees? I think it was about 50 or 51 games into my second season. Took an innocent hit, just got rubbed out on the boards, and my left leg kind of stayed planted on the ground as I rotated over it, and didn't feel great once I hit the ice. So went back to the training room, got an MRI, got all that done, found out I tore my ACL, and was done for the season. So I knew I had a long road ahead of me, 7 months until the next training camp, and I ended up staying in St. Louis to do my rehab and get ready for that season.
For young players that when they, especially knee injuries, it's really tough to come back. It's usually about a 2-year process, but he got off to a slow start, and then he started scoring, and then the injury hit to him. So it was a really tough break for him. It's a huge world of growth within their development as a player and as a person. So you miss 40 games, and you're there for home games, and then you're not around the team. You miss what's going on, and you don't feel part of what makes it special being part of a team. So it's a really tough adjustment. And again, I was fortunate enough that I was married and had kids, so I had other things going on around me when I was going through the injury. But for a young kid at 19, 20 years old that doesn't have that, it's really a tough mental battle.
Yeah, so that was after my second surgery, coming back in that season, trying to find my way again, and ultimately just being back with the guys, and playing again was awesome, and having such a great team off the ice as we did, I think correlated to how we played on the ice, and it was a little bit of a bumpy start for the team, and once things started clicking after Christmas, we saw that going deep was a reality, and that whole playoff run happened so quick, but was so much fun, so many memories, and that's another dream every kid has that plays hockey or watches it, to be able to lift that Stanley Cup over your head.
Yeah, it was a situation where Robby was in and out of our lineup, and Doug Armstrong had a real soft spot for Robby, just because he was part of our Stanley Cup winning team. He was a good kid. He worked his tail off. Everything we asked him to do, he did for us. So he wanted to give him, he felt that it would be better for him to move on to another team and have a second chance and really prosper, get his career back on track.
I knew a trade was coming. I didn't know how I would feel. I've never been traded before, but I was excited. I was really excited. Not much to it. He told me where I was headed, and that was it. Told me what time the flight was, and I got everything ready.
And then obviously getting traded here, I texted him right away, and it was a reunion. It was good, and it was good to have him back. Obviously, on the ice, he's a big part of this team, and off the ice, he's one of my best buddies.
The young team that they had here, knowing a few of the guys when Bowie was here, and Bird, and just known Larks through growing up through the draft process together and whatnot. It was an exciting group to come join, and ultimately, couldn't have asked for a better place to be.